A huge welcome to this special IoD Bites, which we're filming in a rather wet London at the moment. If we manage to get through this without laughing or giggling or anything else, I'll be absolutely staggered. So what we've done is we've pulled together three awesome 99ers who are some of our oldest members of the network.
Ooh.
So from about 2.5 years ago, it isn't that bad.
Yeah.
It
No, I
that
get
bad.
you.
If I sort of start using the word mature, some of our more mature members with the network, and an ambassador for IoD Surrey as well, let's not forget. To go and talk about their experience of the 99, how they've supported each other, how they've grown together, and to tell you a little bit more about what they've got out of the network and how you all, if you're a member of the 99, if you're not, you should be joining, how you all can benefit from it and the advantages of creating a peer or like-minded peer network around you to support you on those, sort of celebrate with you when you've done something amazing, and also be there when things don't quite go according to plan. So, James, if I can ask who you are, what you do, and when you joined the 99 as well.
I joined the 99 a couple of years ago, I think, with Thom at the same time.
More or less.
I think you just snuck in when there was an age limit.
When there was an age limit, yeah. Very true.
I run a marquee hire business and a telecoms business with Thom as well.
Brilliant, thanks James. Tom?
Yes, so I'm Tom Gibbons. The business that we run together is Baba, which is the telecoms business. And that's kind of how we got the link with Emma, because Emma also runs a business in the same field. So.
Yep,
Brilliant.
so I'm Emma and I run a virtual telephone number company, so it's a niche field, I guess, in telecoms, and again, that's how we've collaborated and met each other.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. And coming together as sort of group of founders, has that been beneficial? Is it not only from a business perspective, but people talk a lot about mental health and challenges you face and things like this. Before we started rolling, it was that sort of thing of, you know, if things don't go quite according to plan, if you have a client who's slightly late on payment and things like this, there are certain conversations you can have with other founders that you might not find it so easy to talk about with a partner or a family member or things like that.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably the number one benefit as far as I'm concerned. I think we're all, individually we take different things from it, but for me, that is the value. That is the total value of just having business friends.
Yeah.
You know, we're friends first, you know, we're business friends first, and then, you know, we do the collaboration, the commercial collaboration second.
Yep.
And that's just a benefit that we can make money out of our friendship. That's
always a good friendship
Great.
when you have that opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah. We touched upon that this morning, didn't we? I think mental health. There's only, you know, now it's become quite acceptable to talk about it, which is fantastic. But it's great, you know, if you had a bad day or even a good day, to share it with friends and say, right, guys, you know, I've had this issue. And although we all run, you know, very similar field, but everyone has their own challenges and different issues on a daily basis. And you go somewhere that, oh, I actually had something very similar, or this is what happened, or it's just a day, you know, just move on.
it's a free vent, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah.
It's
Massively.
not. What's the word? It's not censored in any way.
Yeah.
It's a real. You know, there's been tears. I've been in I've been in tears on the phone to him about stuff before, you know, to do with work, and that's so powerful that we've developed that sort of relationship, coming from separate areas, and that we've been able to talk about that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because it can be, when I started out on my own, it was, you know, it could be really lonely, right? Especially with the stuff you read in the press, it's all, you see the success stories and it's all exciting. And then you go on the sort of startup Twitter feeds or Instagram feeds and everyone's doing amazingly well and they've got their Ferrari and all this stuff.
And people in your field picking up awards, because that's the real thing. When you're entering into a market and immediately the first sort of PR stuff you start to see about your industry is the guys that are picking up awards for being amazing or picking up the massive contract wins, and you're thinking, well, we're not even talking to these people, you know, in terms of bidding for these contracts. So it can feel really, really lonely.
I also think outside of the business sphere as well, with relationships with family and friends, if they're not entrepreneurs, it's again a very lonely place to be, because you start to see their wins in a very structural way and start to kind of question why you started a business. What's the next step? Why am I not doing the normal thing? What?
And I think
every month,
what money comes in?
Every day. Just goes into the bank account.
Just appears, and a pension, and I think even as you grow, like, no matter how big your team is, in sort of with our marquee hire business, we employ about 35 guys and girls, but it's still very lonely. It still can be really lonely at times, and it's great, you know, to have the support, have the 99 network, and just chat about stuff.
Well, I think it was when I was talking to a 99er the other day, and it was like, say, sort of mandatory pensions have come in now, and and he was like, I missed my deadline, I've got this letter from HMRC, I haven't got the faintest idea what to do. And there's another 99, or there's another startup founder there who just turned around and goes, oh no, it's okay, give him a call quickly now. And he did, and he turned around and said, oh yeah, no, HMRC will give you another 3 months of leeway, so don't panic. Whereas for that individual, that was the thing that was keeping them awake at night. God knows how many weeks they've been worrying about that.
And sometimes people don't seek the advice because...
Well, you're embarrassed sometimes.
Yeah, they are embarrassed.
Also, there's cost involved. You know, if you go to an expert, you know, you go to an expert to talk about pensions, there's going to be a cost involved in that. And as a startup organisation, you're kind of thinking, I can't even afford that cost. So do I do nothing, or do I pay for something that I can't afford and get myself further in the crowd? And they end up just doing nothing. Whereas having a network of people that will have a series of, you know, experience and backgrounds, particularly now that IoD99 has lifted the age barrier, we're not limited by
you.
Thanks. There are people that have got, you know, long-standing backgrounds in a variety of industries that we're now meeting at 99 that are purely because they are now on the start of their journey with their first business or second business, but it's early days. They've got a wealth of experience behind them because they were 20 years in corporate finance or 20 years at a pension regulator or anything like that.
And they've managed, I mean, for James, you're running a team now of 35 people. Right? Speaking to startups, founders, managing people is really difficult sometimes, right?
We love all our people, though, don't we?
Yeah. It's a whole new ballgame, isn't it? Because, you know, when we started, it was just me and a few guys, and then all of a sudden it grows, and obviously we're quite seasonal, so we go to 35, 40, then we kind of skim down in the winter. And you're working over multiple different sites, not everyone's in the room at the same time, everyone's very different, and that's fantastic, but you've got to learn how to manage everyone's different needs. And it's great that mental health is becoming, you know, acceptable to talk about now, because you can have those conversations you couldn't have before. And like Thom was saying, we'll just pick up the phone, you know, or speak to the network. Otherwise it can become an absolute myopia with something like those pensions, you know, what do you do, or that, or
that's a good word. Did you write that down? I'm going to get... myopia, it's got to get in there.
What a word.
I'll leave it there.
And it is
I'll keep quiet.
On the Facebook group, it's something you see that tends to come up quite a lot. It is about the mental health side. I think there's a discussion on there about 2-3 weeks ago, or no, about 2 months ago now, where a female 99er had a very difficult time with a male client and posted on there, and within 24 hours there'd been sort of 25, 26 comments of support from the group, from the 99 coming back and saying, I've faced a similar issue, I've been there and done it, don't worry, this is how to deal with it. And that is, I mean, that advice is of huge value add, regardless, not just the 99, but any startup network, any community.
But that group there is so human. It's so human. It's human first. It's people first. There's, I mean, there have been times, like in every social media group, where certain people might have found the temptation to try and make it all commercial and drop an advert in there for what they're doing, or whatever, or try and promote their products. But actually, the core of what we're talking about in there is us as people. But, you know, and us, the business side of us comes second, but we're all getting to know each other as people and sharing experiences and having a laugh and being social and talking about the social aspect, almost creating that that group that we can go and let off steam together as a business group, as opposed to having to keep your guard up in business and go and let off steam away with the family.
I think that's what's so cool about it, is that something all three of us are really passionate about is relationships in business. And, you know, you build those first, then the business, you often say, you know, make friends, have fun, business will come. Which I think is so true, and that's so true at the networks. How we met each other, how first I met you at a race day, and then everything else is just kind of snowball from that.
And it was exactly the same message that you were giving out at the Women in Business Summit last year, where it was, you know, you should, if you're getting into business, this is, if you're a founder, it is going to be a tough journey. There are going to be good days, there are going to be bad days, but try and surround yourself with people who can have fun with.
Yeah, positive people, upbeat people, people that are willing to take the time to support you, and vice versa, that you feel that you can add to their day if they're in trouble, or just have a beer.
And be genuine.
And be genuine,
Or a biscuit.
Or tea, biscuits.
One biscuit, 2 biscuits.
There's maybe 4.
Maybe as many as you can get around a plate.
bit of an in-joke, so we won't pull the individual up on that. But
that takes a biscuit.
how do you, so if there are entrepreneurs, founders watching this, you've got to, I mean, all three of you have talked a bit about mental health and opening yourselves up. It can be quite difficult to do that, to sort of put yourself out there to a group of individuals that you haven't been to school with, you might not have worked with before, but to sort of really say, right, this is a challenge. I face it. How did you do that? What was?
Because you had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Just nothing to lose.
There's no.
I mean, apart from singing George Michael at the 99 Christmas party.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
But there is nothing to lose.
That's the first barrier, though, isn't it? I think you have to realise what's preventing you from doing that.
Yep.
What are you going to lose? I mean, we've had those conversations before, and I'm quite a closed person naturally.
Just a little bit.
But then I seem to think I tell you everything.
But yeah, you do. You do think you tell me everything, but I have to kind of eke it out of you.
Yeah.
You know, bit by bit by bit. But no, I was able to do it because I just looked at it and thought, well, because these people aren't in my social circle as I accept it to be, because they're not my friends of years gone by, because they're not my competitors or my colleagues within a specific industry, because they're not my customers, what's the danger of me being me? Yep. What's the risk? It's risk and reward. Yeah, what's
the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
I can sing Last Christmas by Wham at a party, and half the people will go, who the heck is that guy and what is he doing? And that's no problem for me. I'm comfortable being me, and it's given me the platform to be comfortable being me in an arena and with an institution that previously you would think, oh no, you need to conform to being Institute of Directors rather than
being who you want to be.
Being who you want to be and being who you are, being genuine to people, and being relevant because you're genuine.
Do you feel, sorry, can I ask a question? Am I
Yeah,
allowed
go
to?
for it.
Do you,
Hello.
taking over the interview.
Hang on, put your defences up.
No, is the answer.
Do you, stop, do you feel that you have to put on a persona in business? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah?
it takes time.
Okay.
Because everybody feels it at a certain point, don't they?
Yeah, I think in different areas, different contexts.
Okay.
And it's certainly taken me a while to, I think, become me.
Yep.
Because I wonder if I know you guys as you guys, that I wouldn't have ever thought that when we're in a business environment, say that we're doing a networking thing, that I don't think that you guys change. That's interesting.
But you've only, but we've known each other as that place where James and I were talking about being comfortable to being. If you knew me 10 years ago, or I was working for somebody and working in an industry, then you might say, oh, it's a completely different person.
Oh, interesting.
Very
Okay.
different
I think it's a good point because you often read books, you hear from successful people, and you go into a meeting and you put your armour on you. You wear your armour into business, be that a suit, be it whatever it might be. You go in there with that persona, and it's sometimes incredibly difficult to come out of that persona and to really sort of open yourself up. And I think it's a challenge.
It is a challenge.
Like you three have been able to do that, but was it a case of going along to socials? Was it a case of not just opening yourself up, but like you said with James, trying to encourage him to open up a bit more with you and things like that? What was?
I think for socials for me, it was power in numbers. It was nice that we had a collective kind of team, that we felt supported. If I say, oh no, I'm going to go talk to someone that isn't in our group, I felt like, I felt supported, and it was nice to kind of know that you would always see friendly faces and that there would be someone there that you had a proper relationship with before. I think that's a nice kind of safety net.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think also having, it's something I've noticed with the three of you and a few others as well that come along to 99 events, you're willing to be open. You're willing to go out and talk to new 99ers and make them feel engaged and inclusive, and there seems to be, being willing to embarrass each other.
Beer, aren't we? So that's
well, we try to be.
People,
I have noticed
we
that.
tend to balance ourselves near the bar, so people tend to have to come near us anyway.
Yeah.
I always worry about the 99 budget when I see you.
I'm awesome with a bottle like that. I'm like, oh, come on guys, get into this stuff.
So if there was, on the sort of collaboration from a peer mentoring perspective, if there was one top tip each of you were going to share with someone who is starting out at the moment, is sort of might be finding it difficult, might be very excited, what would be your top tip? What would be your encouragement to say, right, this is what you need to say first?
I think don't avoid people that you would think were a competitor, because technically we are in the same field, but
we could have looked at the name on the business cards kind of thing and thought, oh,
telecoms, no, stay clear. Yeah. But I think there's strength in collaboration, and I know that when I can't provide services for my clients, first port of call.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a just know that there's a big enough space for everyone, even if you're in the same market.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think never hesitate picking up the phone or asking a question. You know, you might be crap for 5 minutes, but it's solid. Nothing. There's no such thing as a stupid question.
No.
I think. You know, you either keep quiet and worry or stress more about it, but just solid. And the 99 is a great atmosphere you create to do that in. So why not? What's preventing you?
I think it was that coming back to Tom's point as well. Never be afraid to put yourself out there. You've got nothing to lose. The competitive point is a really key one. When you're looking at international markets, you tend to see businesses in the same sort of area supporting each other out there. If they're going into the Chinese market, you'll see Caterpillar and JCB working together. Whereas in the UK, it tends to be very sort of closed off. This is my area. I'm not going to share about it. Sometimes you just got to put yourself out there, really, haven't you? Exactly. Yeah. And Tom, what would be your top tip?
I'd probably look and say keep your channels open as much as you can. We talk to each other in a variety of different ways, don't we? We use all the platforms. We use Facebook, we use WhatsApp, we've got each other's telephone numbers, we've got email addresses, and we don't hesitate. Well, I certainly don't. I don't hesitate just to put it out there. The minute I feel it, I let it go and just go, right, come on guys, help me with this, as opposed to, it's just a bit of mind training, not to stew in it even for a day, or think, oh, well, I'll try and handle it myself, and then I'll talk to LJ, as we call her, or I'll talk to James. Just kind of throw it out there, almost immediately, and we have to sort through a lot of stuff and go, come on, get over it, and we get over stuff quite quickly.
That's everyone, isn't it? But there's always little issues or bigger issues.
But there's real trust.
Yeah, there's a real trust.
I think there's that sort of, if you're going to throw it out there, someone's got to come back and support you, so you don't feel as if you're alone or embarrassed or whatever it might be.
And we've never had a message that has gone that way, have we?
No, we've never let anyone hang, I don't think.
Not yet.
Well, she might have let us hang a couple of times, might she? Yeah. While she was in Japan or somewhere else.
Or was it Ibiza?
Ibiza.
Was it a mini break?
She does like holiday.
It's good for a holiday.
Good for a holiday.
So apart from the holiday, when you're allowed to switch off WhatsApp and things like that, it's a bit unfair to us, but that's
there might be a time delay on my reply, but
telecoms or travel company. I get confused.
Well, telecommunications now, you're free to use a phone more or less anywhere.
True.
Across the whole of the EU without charge.
Basically, a living case study.
Which is why she goes further abroad.
Yeah.
But guys, thank you very much indeed. It's been fantastic to chat. And if you've watched this, I know you will have got some good value out of it. So really, from my perspective, and from listening to these guys and knowing these guys for 2.5 years now, put yourself out there. Never be afraid, never be worried. Nothing bad is going to happen. Just be willing to talk about who you are. And if you surround yourself with the right type of people, they will always be there for you. And it will be a key part to your starting job. Thank you so much.
Nice
also
one.
member of the network. And also Tom is running a 99 event in Surrey as well. So we'll link through to that from here. So thank you very much for watching.
Thanks.
Thank you.